Newcomer on their team this season, Corey, is Johnny Juzang.
One of the hottest players in conference play right now, averaging almost 20 points over the last 5 games. Very smooth scorer, can knock down the three. He hits floaters in the lane. A real solid offensive player. He's had the hot hand lately for the Bruins. They're expecting him to deliver again tonight.
The Buffs have Player of the Year candidate, McKinley Wright.
What can you say about him that hasn't already been said? An outstanding senior season, obviously one of the front runners for Conference Player of the Year. He's the leader, the heart and soul of this team, gets his teammates involved. It's senior night. He definitely will be looking to put his stamp on this game.
Hard to believe, but McKinley Wright has never gone to the NCAA tournament, and we are underway. It is the Buffs in the home right and UCLA in the blue. And we've got Pac-12 basketball at the CU Event Center. Wright will be joined by fellow seniors Dallas Walton and Deshaun Schwartz. Batty and Parquet also in the starting lineup. That's Eli Parquet, 24, with the ball. Now they go into the 7-footer Walton. And Dallas Walton with the first shot of the game comes up short. Jaime Jaquez with the rebound for UCLA. Bruins will start Jules Bernard. Corey highlighted Juzang. Tiger Campbell, one of the best assist men in the entire country. Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Cody Riley, who has really improved his game and shoots 50% from the field.
Tiger Campbell, a lethal combination, a lightning quick guard. He's surrounded by shooters, and that's why you see the high assist numbers for Tiger Campbell.
Batty with the mid-range jumper off. UCLA has won 3 straight in this series, including earlier in the year. In LA, Jaquez gets his own rebound. No foul as he came over on Wright. McKinley Wright for 3, and the senior delivers.
Davey makes it look so easy. Doesn't even break a sweat. Just transition bucket. You don't want to pick me up fine. 3-ball corner pocket for McKinley Wright.
His father, McKinley Wright III, his mother, Yolanda, all here, rooting him on, came out from Minnesota.
He's affectionately called Kin Kin by the members of his family. So I know they're here, happy to see him on senior night.
Juzang, a contested shot, no good. Bruins have yet to score. Batty muscling in, and the left won't drop.
You can see early on Colorado focused on getting the ball inside. Both Batty and Walton getting some touches.
And Juzang stepped out of bounds, so a turnover for the Bruins.
One of the best point guards in the Pac-12. He has the ball. Whose man is that? Never mind, 3-ball back on defense. McKinley Wright with the lethal pull-up. And in transition, he's looking to pass first. He's a pass-first point guard, but he knows when it's time to take his shot.
First player in Pac-12 history to reach 1,700 points, 600 rebounds, and 600 assists. You heard me right, first person in Pac-12 history. That is McKinley Wright. Deshaun Schwartz off the mark. Walton, a fresh 20. Now he'll do this sometimes. McKinley Wright will like to post up. He posts up Campbell and then delivers. And you pointed that out last time, Corey. He's a post-up point guard.
That's just ugly. When you talk about a point guard with that much confidence to take you to the block and then hit you with the Kobe fadeaway like it's nothing. McKinley Wright off to a hot start for the Buffs.
Riley, and he answers the big lefty from downtown. UCLA is on the board.
Cody Riley has been a huge lift for the Bruins this year, giving them some solid minutes, rebounds, putbacks in the paint. There you see the high post jumper on display.
Right, no good. Jaquez with the rebound. Campbell left alone for 3. And that's emphatic.
Right there you see the transition buckets by the Buffs. They've come out with a lot of energy. Plays in transition have been the key for them right now. Mick Cronin gonna let his guys fight through this. Some coaches might have taken a timeout there.
Juzang for three.
That just goes to show you, Dave, what do I know? Let the guys play. Juzang answers with a nice three.
And they foul. No one's more improved, Corey, than Johnny Juzang. Didn't play hardly at Kentucky, now the leading scorer for UCLA. It is 7-5. Buffs are on top early. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball, presented by 5 Hour Energy, the official sponsor of Getting Stuff Done. (7-5) Colorado on senior night in Boulder, and McKinley Wright is a senior, maybe as good as any senior, and those his relatives, his dad McKinley Wright III, his mom Yolanda, taking it all in. This team will actually play one more game on Thursday against Arizona State, but senior night was already planned, and Corey, he took control early.
Well, you have to. You know, it's senior night, a lot of emotions, but first things first, transition, easy knockdown. How do you want it? But right here, taking Tiger Campbell to the block, little shimmy, fake, fade away, nothing but net. McKinley Wright looking to get things going early. You know he's going to be around in crunch time, but getting out there right now with an easy 5 points.
Among active players, first in points, first in assists, second in rebounds, third in steals. I mean, how many more categories could he be leading?
That's what we call just a ball player. When a guy can fill 4 or 5 columns in statistics, he's just an all-around ball player. No description needed.
Contested there, but too many Bruins in front of him, and Juzang on the other end, short. Maddox Daniels, number 3, has checked in for Colorado.
That's a good shot for Juzang right there. In rhythm, transition 3, that's what he does. He's one of those guys that likes to toe the line. He runs straight to the three-point line in transition, and they find him.
Jariah Horn is 41. He can shoot from 3 as well as anyone on this team, but it's Batty inside, and he's fouled by number 12, Mac Etienne, who just checked in. Mac Etienne could be in high school right now, but he left high school early, Corey. Graduated and arrived on campus in January.
And they're going right at him. Evan Batty with the step in, takes it right in, dives in, gets the contact. Welcome to the game, big fella.
And Mick Cronin told us that. Remember on the conference call this morning, he said, everyone knows it's your first game. Everyone knows you're 18. They're all coming at you.
No question about it. Evan Batty, one of the best big men in the conference as well. He's so physical. He loves to take his time and pound the basketball and get as close to the rim as he can. And the best way to defend him is just to not let him get the ball at all.
Campbell guarded by Batty out front. That would appear to be a mismatch on quickness, and Campbell took advantage.
Easy money for Tiger Campbell. He's got the quickness. He knows the mismatch is to his advantage. No need to do anything fancy.
Batty goes right back at Etienne, but misses. Right, going right back at Campbell. Horn for 3. That's what he does. Back rim, though. Turnover by the Bruins. Maddox Daniels, no good. Out of bounds to UCLA. Mick Cronin's in his second year, the Cincinnati native. Last year went 19-12. He was the Pac-12 Coach of the Year. This year they're in first place, 13-3. And he got career win 400 last Saturday versus ASU. Also had
such
the
an
great stint in
amazing job.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's done an amazing job with UCLA, and a lot of people forget he lost probably the best player, one of the best players in the conference, in Chris Smith, and has still figured out a way to be in first place this point in the season with a very young team. Made a lot of noise last year, and everybody was just freshmen then.
Well, you make a good point. Chris Smith was their leading scorer, Corey, and they also lost Jalen Hill, a valuable reserve who's left the team with personal reasons. So those are two big contributors, and despite all that, they're in first place. Tad Boyle's in his 11th year. Tad's from Greeley, Colorado. Led the Buffs to 4 NCAA appearances. Last year would have been 5, but they didn't go because of COVID. And he has a chance for a third straight 20-win season.
Boy, he's done the same. He's really made Colorado basketball relevant. Sent a handful of players to the NBA. Talk about the 20-win seasons, the tournaments, the conference championship. Tad Boyle has done a lot of special things here in Boulder.
Nice job of boxing out by Jaime Jaquez and got the foul on Colorado. Foul on Jabari Walker, who had missed 5 games with a foot injury, but then has come back and made a real contribution. 6 points and 4 rebounds against SC in the win on Thursday. Tiger Campbell hanging in the air, and we're tied at 9.
Dave, we can see already what type of Tiger Campbell we're going to get tonight. The aggressive one that looks to score. He's normally a facilitator, but tonight pressing the issue offensively.
The kind roll for the Buffaloes. They're back up by 2. Wright has 7 of Colorado's 11.
You know, we were talking with Mick Cronin today, and he talked about how important it was to keep McKinley Wright out of the lane.
Jaquez with a nice job cleaning up the Kyman miss. Wright for 3. Jules Bernard with the rebound for the Bruins. The ball goes off the foot of Tristan Da Silva, and UCLA will keep it. Tiger Campbell, we talked about great point guards. McKinley Wright on one end. The UCLA's got a pretty good one too. 2 of the smaller players on this court are 2 of the best players on the court. We're knotted up at 11 in Boulder.
This is about as good as it gets.
We're back. We're tied at 11 in Boulder, and Joey Brackets with the latest. USC lost tonight to Utah. He currently has them as a 5 seed. Colorado as a 7. UCLA as an 8. Oregon as a 9. Stanford, as of earlier today, Corey, was last 4 in. Right now, they're out completely. Obviously, this is a fluid situation, but give me your thoughts on the brackets.
I like where he has everybody. I really thought that Stanford was a lot better than advertised, but that home loss to Ethan Thompson, Wayne Tinkle, and the Beavers is going to cost them. They're going to have to go to the Pac-12 tournament and make some noise to get back in the conversation.
Johnny Juzang gives UCLA their first lead as McKinley Wright takes a breather.
Coaches love to get starters a break around that 12-minute mark, and this is where you want to see your team continue to play at a high level with your reserve players.
Tristan Da Silva, who has been hot lately. He has scored 42 points over the last 7 games. He had 10 points in the first 10 games. So an added bonus off the bench for Tad Boyle. Colorado with the lead again.
Dave, that's what you see from great teams. When the guys come in to give the starters a break, they contribute. They don't just fill time and stand around. They make something happen.
Riley inside got bumped. And so big Cody Riley will go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
Big Cody Riley is right. He takes up a lot of space in the paint. He plays rim to rim. He's the guy constantly posting up. And a lot of the open threes that the Bruins get are because Cody Riley is attacking. He's attracting so much attention in the paint, they swing it for wide open looks.
Last Saturday, Corey, in the comeback win over Arizona State, where UCLA trailed the whole game, Riley was 6 for 6 from the field, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, a team high 17, so he was perfect, and he was the only player in almost 4 years for UCLA to be perfect like that from the field. Tommy Walsh, 5 for 5 in the Pac-12 tournament versus Arizona. You had to have a minimum of 5 attempts. So an impressive win as they came back.
He was a one-man wrecking crew, like you said, perfect in that game, but made so many big plays in crunch time.
Keyshawn Barthelemy is the backup point guard, number 11, who's with the ball and giving Wright a spell. Keyshawn Schwartz goes with the right. He's a lefty. The right was open and it worked. Buffs by 2.
And Schwartz is one of those players, he may come off the bench, but he could start on the majority of Pac-12 teams. He can really score, so I hesitate to call him a reserve.
Riley's big body causing problems. That's a foul on Jariah Horn, who was behind him. Hey, Monday, North Carolina goes to the Carrier Dome to take on Syracuse at 7 Eastern. And then we'll head to Stillwater for Cade Cunningham and Oklahoma State hosting Oklahoma. Cade had 40 tonight as Oklahoma State beat Oklahoma in overtime in Norman. Both these big Monday games have NCAA tournament implications, both on ESPN and, of course, the app, as Jules Bernard scores for UCLA. Batty and Riley, that is big body on big body. And Batty draws the foul.
You see what makes Evan Batty so tough. He will take as many dribbles as he needs to take to get close to the rim. He eats up all that real estate, and he's got that big, wide body. Puts the defender in a bad position. That's 4 dribbles, a step, and then an up and under, and he still muscles the ball up to the basket.
83% free throw shooter. Corey does not want to have you give me those numbers, but it does not affect him. He makes the free throw.
The Dave Feldman free throw jinx is real.
It's not real. It's never existed, and it has only existed in my partner's mind. Both are good. Thank you, Evan, for proving me right and Corey wrong. Buffs by 2. Nice spin move by Jalen Clark, the true freshman from Riverside who has the game-winning free throws versus Arizona State. So he's a guy that Mick Cronin is getting more confident with. Batty and Clark again.
Good defense right there by Cody Riley in the post.
Corey, you know what I just noticed? McKinley Wright's been sitting for a while.
And that's great because it's still a tie game. You're getting to rest your key guy, but just as you mentioned it, he starts to trot towards the scorer's table. He'll be back here shortly. But you want to get a quality rest for your go-to guys, and as long as Tiger Campbell is over there relaxing, McKinley Wright will get some time as well.
Jules Bernard, nice job of getting Batty into the air, drew the foul. And they'll look at it to see if this was a 3, because he's either going to get 3 free throws or 2, and Wright will have to wait to check in. Well, keep an eye on his left toe, Corey.
He brings it in.
Yeah, so that'll be 2. 2 free throws. start, and this is the first. McKinley Wright back in. UCLA has made 4 of their last 4 field goals, and they're up by 1.
They've been executing very well. Yeah, they've been executing very well. Clean offense. Nobody's forcing anything. Both teams doing a nice job. Ball movement, running through their entire sets. There you see the dime from McKinley Wright in the paint.
Beautiful pass to Batty, and Buffalo's back up by 1.
I'll say that 5 times fast.
Juzang was blocked by McKinley Wright, but a foul. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Joe Lunardi will join us. Who's your favorite team, and what should they be seeded? Joey Brackets has all the answers. That's next. We're back. 2019, Colorado leading first place UCLA, 7:29 left first half. Pleasure to welcome in Joe Lunardi, the master of all brackets, who joins us for the very latest. Joe, this is always something that's changing and a developing situation. And for our purposes, we'd like to know where you have the Pac-12 right now. And I understand you have 4 teams that are in. Oregon, the Oregon Ducks. Yeah, you've had Stanford in as the last 4 in. You've had Stanford as the last 4 out. Now you have them out. So obviously there's other scenarios where Stanford could play their way back in, Joe, according to you?
Hey, Joey, Corey Williams here. Question, with all the cancellations, well over 1,000 games canceled, this has been a season like no other. How has that fared and weighed in with the calculations you make?
Joe, let's talk some big picture. Everyone's talked about Duke this year. They've now won 4 straight. You have them in the first 4 out, I think, is the latest, or your last 4 in. Where do you stand with Duke?
Joey, a lot of people have different opinions on conference tournaments, but is that something that can make or break teams? How important is play over the next 2 weeks in these conference tournaments we're about to see during championship week?
McKinley Wright just made a hoop to stop a 6-0 UCLA run, but Bruins are up by 4. We're visiting with Joe Lunardi. Joe, Gonzaga's been your overall #1. Is there any scenario where Michigan or Baylor or someone else would overtake the Zags for the #1 overall seed? Joe, thank you for the knowledge. I know it's always changing, so for you even to take 20 seconds to talk to us, I know you got to go back and look who's playing right now, but thank you and good job with keeping the brackets up to date. Thanks for the visit. That is exactly right. Thank you, Joe. Joe Lunardi. UCLA up 28-24. Yes, we did. Riley inside, got fouled. A late whistle on Dallas Walton. So we'll take a break. 28-24, UCLA on top. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball brought to you by Wendy's. Try the new jalapeno popper chicken sandwich and salad today at participating U.S. Wendy's. (28-24), Colorado on top. Check that, UCLA on top. They've made 7 of their last 8 field goals. And the thin air not bothering them at all, although McKinley Wright's doing everything he can to give Mick Cronin a headache. He's got 11 points. He's made 5 of his 8 shots. He also has 2 rebounds, an assist, and 1 block.
And it was important for him to get that break, that little well-needed rest, because he's going to have to go at 100% the whole game. And right now, he's 5 for 8, but the team overall, 33% from the floor, 20% from 2, and they find themselves only down 5 points at home.
Dallas Walton was called for a technical foul. So Johnny Juzang makes 2 free throws. Dallas Walton slammed the ball down after a foul was called on him, and he was given a technical. So the Bruins with their biggest lead at 6. And a chance to add to it as Riley's now to the free throw. So here's what happened, Court.
I don't see that as a
I
technical.
don't know.
That's real. That's lightweight
that
right there.
That seems a little tic-tac.
It's extremely, I'll say it for you, Dave, extremely tic-tacky. Shame on you, Mr. Referee. He didn't say anything. He just bounced the ball in disgust. But Bruins benefit, 2 easy free throws, and they're up 8. Colorado's got to start to find that 3 ball that they've been able to hit. There you see a nice sweeping layup.
Instead, they have Maddox Daniels with the looping left. 32-26.
This is a team that can shoot the 3 very well, but right now just 2 of 10, and they've all been great looks.
Riley and Batty going at it.
And they're going to get...
And they call a foul on Riley.
Another call that I don't understand. Riley's battling for position, trying to keep Batty on his back, and the officials whistle him for the foul. You're going to see they play 4 out, 1 in. He knows it's his job to post up. And that's just a lot of movement right there. Not sure what the official saw.
McKinley Wright now with 13 of Colorado's 26. or check that 28.
Tad Boyle doesn't have that play in his playbook. That's just a McKinley Wright doing his thing play. Drive it hard, stop on a dime, pull-up jumper, nothing you can do about it.
Jules Bernard stepped on the sideline, turnover for the Bruins.
Mick Cronin upset about the defensive or lack of defensive intensity. And I got to cut his guys some slack. There's not too many guys who can stay with McKinley Wright in a spread offense out top.
Schwartz off the screen. Shot clock down to 3. Wright has to shoot it. He does. And like he has all night, he makes it. Right now with 16.
And I'm laughing to myself because Colorado gives him the ball with 4 seconds left on the shot clock. And they're like, here, save us. And he puts on the cape and he saves them.
We'll take a quick break. UCLA up by 1.
Dave, I'll tell you, when I was in college, I hated this play as a player. Don't give me the ball with 4 seconds to go. But for McKinley Wright, it's a piece of cake. One dribble pull-up from distance. He's been on fire here in the first half, but that's leadership. Getting a good shot in a desperate situation.
More than half of Colorado's points. He has 16. They have 31. He's made 7 of 10 shots. Has the 2 rebounds. He's got a block. No steals yet. I'm sure he'll have one before the game is concluded. I mean, Jaquez has been a little quiet after a pretty good start.
Well, this is such a
defense by McKinley Wright, almost caused the turnover.
Such a great matchup with him and Tiger Campbell. Tiger equally as quick, but McKinley knows how good he is. And we're going to go to the monitors, maybe off the fingertips. Nope, ball stays with the Bruins.
I agree with you. Campbell no good. All kinds of bodying, battling. And Wright says, I just boxed him out. A reminder, our Big Ten SEC Super Tuesday doubleheader on ESPN in the app comes at 7 Eastern. Number 5 Illinois is in Ann Arbor to take on number 3 Michigan. And then it's Kentucky at the Pavilion in Oxford squaring off against Ole Miss. I could read McKinley Wright's lips. Corey, he said, I just boxed him out. That's all I did.
And you talked about how many rebounds he gets per game. He's the point guard, but he still goes in there to mix it up and try to dig out rebounds. Now, he has his second foul, which isn't that much of a concern with only 50 seconds to go. But he has to play very careful coming out in the second half. You don't want to get a third foul too early.
Now he's posting up Campbell. Spins inside and draws the foul. And McKinley Wright will go to the free throw line and try to add to his game high 16 points.
It's going to sound crazy, Dave, but the Bruins may need to double team the point guard on the block because he's proven he can hit that shot.
It does sound crazy. Cronin might be telling him to do just that.
Well, you can tell Mick Cronin, such an outstanding coach. He's all about the defense. That's the reason the Bruins are in first place right now. They play great defense. They share the ball. They got 5 or 6 players in double figures, but they get their intensity from him. It starts there with the coach, Tiger Campbell, the great floor leader for UCLA, and they've come into Boulder and played a solid first half. They're still up a point despite McKinley's heroics.
Only thing Wright's done wrong is he's missed a free throw. He's 85% shooter, 0 for 1 tonight. Tied at 32. 40 seconds left. First half. Wright sits down for the final 38 so he doesn't pick up a third foul. Johnny Juzang fouled deep. And he will go to the free throw line and perhaps shoot 3. So the separation between 1 and 2 grows as USC a loser tonight at Utah. And UCLA atop the conference at 13-3. Oregon second at 11-4. The Buffs at 12-6 have already assured themselves at least a first-round bye in the Pac-12 tournament. First 4 teams will get a bye. And if this thing is tight down the end, Corey, you should know that Mick Cronin's teams are 10-1 this season in games decided by 5 points or less.
And that's great guard play down the stretch, having your offense organized, making sure you get clean looks. When you win tight games, it's because you take care of the ball in crunch time, and that usually means you got a real solid point guard.
Right back in, a little offense for defense. Schwartz sits down.
And if you're UCLA, you don't want to stand back and watch the McKinley Wright show. You want to maybe send a second player, double team him, get the ball out of his hands. Because I'm pretty sure the Buffs are going to take the majority of the shot clock on this final possession for them.
Juzang sits, so he doesn't pick up a foul. He has 14. Highlighted him in the open, leading the Bruins. Final 25 seconds, first half. UCLA up by 3.
Come on, Ryan.
1.5 seconds separates the game clock and the shot clock. Batty wants it against the freshman Etienne. Goes right at him. Spins, has it blocked, but Horn tips it in with 2 seconds left. Jariah Horn, right place, right time.
Dave, the Buffs have done this all season with Batty and Horn and Walton. They get the ball on the rim, they stay active, and here's Batty putting it up in the crowd. And it's not the shot, it's the second effort right there. Horn with the tip in, using a little bit of their size in the paint.
Halftime here. John Crispin, Jordan Kinnett take it away. It's 35-34 at the break. Welcome back. You're watching ESPN's Road to Champ Week. We are presented by Wendy's. The score at half in Boulder, 35-34. UCLA on top of Colorado. It's part of ESPN's Saturday Showcase. We are presented by 5 Hour Energy. And the UCLA Bruins are atop the Pac-12 standings. 13-3, a game-and-a-half lead over the Oregon Ducks. USC lost tonight at Utah. They fall to 13-5. Colorado in sole place, 4th place at 12-6. Welcome back, everyone. We got a good one. Dave Feldman, my partner, is Corey Williams. The 2 people we highlighted in the open, Johnny Juzang and McKinley Wright, came through for their respective teams. Juzang didn't play at all last year for Kentucky. Mick Cronin plays him a lot now for UCLA.
And you see why. He's one of their most effective scorers. He's had a monster first half. We talked about him in the beginning, his ability to score in a variety of ways. We talked about the sweet stroke from the outside, his presence around the hoop, his finesse, his touch in transition. It doesn't really matter to him. He's old school. He's just a scorer. He can score in a variety of ways, and he's done it all for the Bruins in the first half. And for the Buffs, McKinley Wright, man on a mission. He needs a double team. He's a one-man wrecking crew. You can tell he's dialed in for senior night. He's scoring from all over the place for the Buffs. Both these guys having huge first halves.
He has 17 of the 34, exactly half. And look at the shooting percentage, 7 of 10. Juzang hasn't missed a free throw. Wright did pick up 2 fouls. So he was subbed in and out at the very end of that half when Jariah Horn made the tip with 2 seconds left. And we're underway in the second half.
And the Bruins were on a pretty good streak. They'd made 7 of their last 9 field goal attempts, but they hadn't made a field goal in the last 4 minutes of the first half. And there they start this half with a miss. They got to get back on track, and it starts by plays like this, going inside.
But not plays like that. That'll be a turnover for the Bruins, and Colorado will have the ball. You mentioned it early in the first half. Kind of amazing what Mick Cronin has done without Chris Smith, their leading scorer, without Jalen Hill. Jalen Hill has left the team for personal reasons. Chris Smith tore his ACL.
I remember last year.
First place.
Yeah, I was thinking back to last year, first year on the job. They had some pretty surprising wins with a very young team. And then this year, you're right, losing the players they've lost and still being in first place. An outstanding job.
Right, with 3 on the shot clock, has to pull up. He does, and he hits it. And Corey, just like you said, he likes that scenario that you don't like. 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, you know what's coming, but you have no idea how. Is he going to blow by you? Is he going to shoot a pull-up 3 in your face? Is he going to call for a ball screen? It's an absolute nightmare trying to guard McKinley Wright. When you're out here on an island, for people who've never played basketball, this is the worst position you can be in. On an island, by yourself, you don't know if there's a screen behind you, you don't know what's coming, and then you got a guy like McKinley Wright in front of you who can pretty much do whatever he wants. He comes off the ball screen, and now you just got to guess. You guess wrong, it's 2 points.
Wright with 19. He's made 8 of his 11 shots from the field, including 2 of 3 from 3. Parquet slicing backdoor.
Beautiful move. He didn't settle for the 3-point shot, took it to the rim and was able to finish it in traffic. And it's Colorado that has stormed ahead here. The trend has continued. They end the first half on a run and a pretty strong start here to the first half. We'll see if the Bruins can get back on track.
Tiger Campbell counters for the Bruins.
Dave, counter is a good word. He can do everything McKinley Wright can do. It's just a question of him flipping that switch for UCLA.
Schwartz had it tipped and ran it back down. Schwartz has only 2 points tonight, and now a foul on Jaquez.
You know, he's a scoring point guard, but he maintains vision. He hits his teammate on the back cut for the easy layup. But here's the answer. Tiger Campbell against Evan Batty, that's just easy money. Stops on a dime, loses Batty for the nice floater in the lane.
Campbell has 6 points and 3 assists. Batty. Big time collision with Riley.
Smart play right there by Cody Riley, the junior. He anticipated the drive. He kept his hands up, and he went to the floor. And obviously, Cody Riley strong enough to stay and hold his ground, but a good play right there. Sometimes you just got to outthink him.
Juzang all the way to the hole, but can't finish. Now there's a clock issue, which is why you heard the horn. The clock didn't start. So they're going to have to sort out this timing issue. So this is real time. This is what happened. Ball was inbounded by UCLA. And you see the game clock and the shot clock both stop. There's about 13 seconds there where no clock, the horn goes to signal the referees that the clock is not working. And they're going to have to take some time off that clock.
There's nothing wrong with a little free basketball. A couple of extra plays.
Right, still a little, perhaps, I don't want to say shaken up, but he dove for that ball on the floor and stayed down a little bit, just sort of saying, let me get my breath.
You talk about McKinley Wright and his toughness, and Coach Tad Boyle can't say enough about him. Calls him the everyday player. He's the guy that shows up every day, gives you 100% effort, motivates the team. And here's the play right here that we think he might have got a little shaken up on.
Yeah, he's going to dive on the floor. Yeah. It's kind of a tough tumble.
Took a shot right there on the side of his leg, and you see him grimacing in a little pain. Slow to get up, but taking full advantage of this official's timeout.
I love the story, Corey, how he was recruited. They had an opening late. They hadn't seen him. An assistant saw him, said he's really good. Tad Boyle was on vacation in Mexico. Said, well, to his assistant, how good is he? He goes, he's really good. We talked to him on the phone. McKinley Wright said he wanted to come. So he cut short his vacation and went to visit McKinley Wright. And the rest is Boulder history as you look at his family. So the best cut short vacation in the history of Mexico.
Hey, I'm no coaching genius, but if the kid's named McKinley Wright the fourth, I'm taking him. Just the name alone, Dave, that's a great name. That means there's been 3 other versions. So this is McKinley 4.0. I'm taking him, signing him sight unseen. But he's really come to Colorado and had a heck of a career. And like I said, Tad Boyle can't say enough about him and what he brings to the table. The leadership, the work ethic, just had a great career.
He had committed to Dayton, but Archie Miller had left, Corey, for Indiana, and then Colorado lost 2 players. So that's why he was available so late.
If things go according to plan, Colorado will play in the NCAA tournament this year. Be so great to see him on that big stage finally as a reward for a lot of the work he's put in as a Buff.
The clock is running, so there is that, which is a positive here in Boulder. Right up on Campbell and draws the foul. He's just going right at Tiger Campbell.
Tiger Campbell having his hands full. He has to run the team. He's worried about rebounds and assists and scoring. But right now, he's also got to guard one of the best players in the conference and vice versa. This is just a pull-up jumper. McKinley kind of floats into him and draws a little contact.
Right now, 3 for 4. Check that, 2 for 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And that's only the 2nd foul for Tiger Campbell, so no harm there. He can stay out and continue to run things for the Bruins from the point guard spot.
We mentioned it is senior night for Colorado, but they will play again on Thursday at home against Arizona State. That is a makeup game because COVID had affected the Sun Devils program. So they will play another home game, but this was a senior night already planned, so they will honor the seniors after the game. Now Batty against Jaquez. Sneaks inside, wanted a foul, no call, and the Bruins go the other way.
Well, they really missed Jaime Jaquez on that transition. He was open.
Bernard ducking in, and the foul will be on Eli Parquet, and Jules Bernard will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Bernard, a 78% free throw shooter. A reminder, our NBA Sunday Showcase matchup is between 2 of the association's best. Hawaii and the Clippers play the 3rd game of a 5-game road trip against Giannis and the Bucks. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. Buffs by 2, coming up on a media timeout at the next dead ball. Walton wants the post up. Going at the shorter Jaquez, but too strong, and Jaquez corrals the ball. Jaquez going right at Batty. 3 to 4 pump fakes. Batty stays down. Out to Riley, and Riley delivers.
And they've done that so often this year, the high-lows, where the big man goes opposite and gives the other guy a chance to work one-on-one. But when it goes back to the high post, Cody Riley's proven he can knock that shot down.
Colorado has not made a field goal in 3 minutes. And Batty is way off. Juzang. And count the hoop. Johnny Juzang drew the foul and will go to the free throw line for a 3-point play.
Juzang on the penetration. He's just a flat-out scorer. You give him his right hand, and it's going to be and one. The Bruins flexing here in Boulder.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball, brought to you by Wendy's. Try the new jalapeno popper chicken sandwich and salad today at participating U.S. Wendy's. (42-40). UCLA on top of Colorado. 14:55 left in Boulder in the second half. And Johnny Juzang has been a difference maker for the Bruins.
Well, he's just getting buckets, getting to the sweet spot right there, dives in, initiates the contact, but it doesn't matter. Johnny Juzang taking it to the 10, being aggressive, keeping the Bruins out in front. And despite all the heroics of McKinley Wright the fourth, it's Johnny Juzang with the unbelievable line right now. 16, there you see the field goals, doing a good job on the glass as well. A complete ball player.
Averaged 3 points for Kentucky last year, 14 today. So no power conference, 14 this season. No power conference player has increased his scoring average more than Johnny Juzang from last season to this season.
It's a classic case of back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They're all on me.
Batty with the hoop, but give all the credit to McKinley Wright, who found a tiny opening.
Well, he's been great with plays like this all season for the Bucks. He knows how to step in and pin the defender, and right there, great delivery. And he's just got those great hands where he can manage to get the ball up to the rim even after contact.
The Buffaloes are the #1 free throw shooting team in the nation. Right now they're 7 of 9. They've missed 2. They shoot 83%. That's better than anybody, and on pace to break the all-time mark set by Harvard in the 83-84 season, which is 82.2.
They're going to get Cody Riley there for a push. Going after the offensive rebound.
Jariah Horn is back in. Had the great game against SC on Thursday and had the tip at the end of the first half in this game. Tristan Da Silva off the bench and making a contribution.
And that's hard when you come in off the bench. You've been sitting there for 7 minutes. You come in ice cold, knock down your first shot.
Da Silva with 5. He had a 3 in the first half, a 2 here. He is the younger brother of Stanford's all Pac-12 player, Oscar De La Silva. And they called McKinley Wright for a carry.
Yeah, he got ready to make his change of direction. He does not agree with the refs. But does the palm come under the basketball? That's the question. And there you see it. The palm is clearly under the ball. Now on the playground, you're good. But this is the Pac-12, and that's a carry. You know what I'm saying? The way I came up, that's no call. But on the Pac-12 with the referees, they're going to get you every time.
Right. You call that on the street, you get punched in the face, right? You can't call that.
Yeah. Nice play right there. Tiger Campbell sacrificing his body, drawing the foul against Horn, who's trying to get to the shooter. But you talk about a tough assignment. When they send you to set a screen on a big guy and you eat it just like that, that is tough. Tiger Campbell, tough as nails. Bruins get an extra possession.
Juzang down low, missed an easy one.
He was too open, he just rushed it. Nice flex cut, easy 2-point layup, couldn't make it.
Wright lost the handle. So 2 turnovers for McKinley Wright in the last 2 possessions. UCLA has not scored in 2 minutes. Jaquez swatted away. Here come the Buffalo. Colorado will keep it. Nice defensive play by Jabari Walker.
Well, this is a great move by Jaquez to get his man in the air, but then the help comes and the rejection. Second line of defense. No, sir, get that out of here. And the playground, you talk a little trash after a block like that. But this is the Pac-12. Keep it clean, fellas.
Colorado has not looked sharp their last 3 offensive possessions. Maddox Daniels, no good. And
you know, Dave, you talk about both teams being a little careless with the ball. This is a chess match. Both Tad Boyle and Mick Cronin, they're out here playing chess. Now, the assistant coaches, they're keeping their eye on stuff that shows indicators of fatigue. Who needs in, who needs out. That's their responsibility. Guys are making some decisions and being careless with the rock because I think some of these guys may need a sub.
Jalen Clark with the offensive putback. Bruins back up by 1. Maddox Daniels missed the last one, buries that one. Colorado back on top.
Oh, that was nice, and you see the confidence. Like you said, he missed his first one, but that's a step back pull-up, and it was very early in the possession. He took it anyway and knocked it down.
Number 34 for UCLA, David Singleton, who's a 3-point specialist, has come in, and the tip from Clark. So Jalen Clark with 2 quick buckets.
Big time impact, going around the rim, picking up the scraps, the putbacks, keep the Bruins right where they want to be on the road against the Buffs.
Clark has 8. That is a new season high for the freshman. Wright with the kind roll, and McKinley Wright has 23.
That's difficult to guard because it's a floater, but at the same time, he's jumping into the defender, so you have to let him shoot it. But he just knows how to use his body and knows how to get to the free throw line.
Singleton left alone for 3, off. Wright goes at everybody, misses the tip dunk, no good. Walker had a shot at it.
I like it, Dave. They're letting him play.
Juzang the other way, and Johnny Juzang now has 20.
He is playing out of his mind right now. Everything he puts up is good.
Oh, Tristan Da Silva with a little trickery as he slipped in the left hand under the defender.
The Colorado bench making a contribution. Da Silva perfect from the field, hasn't missed a shot.
Pace has picked up a little, Corey, a little more up and down excitement.
Yep, guys aren't contesting shots. Beautiful crossover right there.
UCLA turns it over. McKinley Wright. And McKinley Wright draws the foul on Jaime Jaquez. And the senior guard will go to the free throw line and try to add to his game-high 23 points.
Well, both these teams average around 70 a game, and this is why the step-back killer crossover from downtown. Nothing but net. McKinley Wright with the running floater in the lane as the offense starts to pick up here in Boulder. But UCLA won't have any of it. Juzang from downtown. It's the Buffs by 1.
Buffaloes lead by 1, 51-50 tonight around the Pac-12. Arizona eked out a win against Washington. Cal falls to Oregon. Stanford falls to Oregon State. USC upset at Utah, 71-61. And Arizona State a winner, 77-74. So here's the up-to-date standings. Bruins with a game-and-a-half lead over Oregon. SC is in third, and Colorado with a good lock on fourth place. The top 4 teams will get a bye in the Pac-12 tournament, which will take place in Las Vegas.
You know, just like Joey Brackett said, not a lot of movement possibly in the Pac-12. Those 4 teams that are going to get byes are most likely the 4 teams that will get in. Stanford will have some work to do. They're going to have to win at least 2 games in Vegas to kind of get back in that conversation. But a solid top 4 of the conference, all tournament bound according to Joey Brackett.
McKinley Wright has had a couple rare misses from the free throw line. He's 3 for 5.
And look, there you see his parents enjoying the game, and he's come quite a long way. You and I have had a couple of their games, and from the time he was a young man, he's always had a ball in his hand, and basketball's been his passion, and he has a huge family that gets together every chance they can to support him. And it's a shame there won't be fans allowed at the conference tournament because all these players enjoy a situation where they can get the whole family to turn out.
Tad Boyle couldn't say enough nice things about his senior guard. How much he liked him, how tough he was, and how unselfish he was. UCLA will not go away. Clark, the freshman, now with 11, a new season high, and we're tied at 52.
Clark is getting buckets right now. He is single-handedly keeping the Bruins afloat these last 3 or 4 possessions. He had the 2 offensive putbacks, and now he hits a triple, and we're all tied up with 8 minutes to go. This is going to be one of those games that goes down to the wire.
Counted for Jariah Horn with the answer and a chance at the 3-point play. Horn known for doing it downtown, but lately, Corey, he's uptown.
Well, yeah, you got to slide and get in the paint when you're as big as he is. You can't just live at the 3-point line. And right there, his teammates reward him. McKinley Wright with the vision to get him the ball where he can do some damage. I didn't see a whole lot of contact there, but the officials send him to the line.
Jariah Horn's done a nice job. He's a grad transfer. He came from Tulsa, and he had to adjust to all these seniors and the Colorado atmosphere, a new school. And he's just done an incredible job. He shoots 51% from the field, 46% from 3, and he had the season high 24 points, including 6 of 9 from deep when Colorado won the other night. So he has just been a great addition for Tad Boyle.
And you talk about chemistry. When I was a player, we had a lot of transfers at Arizona, and the rule is the new guy doesn't get to shoot. But if the new guy shoots 51% from the floor, then the new guy can shoot. So the way he's blended in and made a name for himself and fit in with their offense has been great for him, because that always is the situation.
What if the new guy, Corey, is older than everybody else? He's a grad transfer. Does that trump anything?
Does not matter. If you just got here, you're one of the last guys pulling the rock. You get it when we give it to you. But obviously, they've got chemistry in Colorado, and the new guy can shoot, so, you know, they let him get some looks.
Well, Corey and I were telling you about Jariah Horn and his legendary status. Juzang now has 22, and Colorado's up by 1. And Monday, North Carolina goes to the Carrier Dome to take on Syracuse at 7 Eastern. North Carolina winner today against Florida State, and then we'll head to Stillwater for Cade Cunningham and Oklahoma State hosting number 7 Oklahoma at 9 Eastern. Both of these big Monday games have NCAA tournament implications. Both are on ESPN and the app. And today in Norman, Cade had 40 in an overtime 94-90 Oklahoma State win.
And that's a clean 40.
Boards.
You put up 40 points on 20 shots. I think any coach would be happy with that kind of productivity.
Juzang to inbound for the Bruins. Clark, the freshman, getting a lot of minutes.
Set plays out of the timeout. And now Tiger Campbell will call a different set to finish the possession here.
Campbell for 3. Got it. Tiger Campbell puts the Bruins back up in front by 2.
He is so smooth, and most importantly, Dave, he is well rested. He hasn't had to exert a lot of energy tonight. And going into the final minutes of this game, look for him to turn it up.
McKinley Wright, the only Buffalo in double figures with 24. Batty has 8. Parquet saved it, but it goes to Jules Bernard. And Bernard double dribble.
Talk about court recognition. Tiger Campbell knows he's got the mismatch. Batty's going to do his best to keep him from driving. But he takes a 3 right to the face. Tiger Campbell from downtown. He wanted to go for the offense, go straight to the lane, but Batty gave him enough room to get his shot off. And like I said, he's on cruise control. There you see the full denial of McKinley towards the end of the possession, but somehow the Buffs get a bucket.
How did that go? That was a circus shot.
I think that's what UCLA wants to do over these final minutes. Force someone else to beat them. Try to take the ball out of McKinley Wright's hands and see if someone else can score.
Wright saw the mismatch. Horn was being guarded by Campbell, but the ball was kicked. Meanwhile, Eli Parquet, this is something you do in horse, Corey.
Well, he actually took the step, and he was in no man's land, so he knew he had to throw it up or get whistled for the travel, and got the fortunate bounce. But yeah, when in doubt, take it to the rim, try to get something off.
Schwartz took a long step that was not a travel, but a deuce. And Schwartz has 4, and Colorado has a 2-point lead.
That was definitely the Euro step. Kind of a lost art recently in the past few years in college basketball.
Offensive foul on Tiger Campbell against McKinley Wright.
It's 1-2 jump. And watch this move right here. You're going to see the penetration 1, 2, and then he takes off. That's a beautiful move right there by Schwartz. And at the other end, McKinley Wright with a little Hollywood acting, keeps his hands up and is able to draw the charge. The officials give him the benefit of the doubt.
Would have been a big deal if it went the other way because McKinley has 2 fouls.
Well, we're inside 6 minutes. There's going to be very few substitutions.
Horn for 3. And that's what he can do. He did that at Tulsa better than anybody else. And these grad transfer with a huge shot.
Horn, a.k.a. the new guy, comes in with a pull-up 3. That was a brilliant play right there. You don't see too many guys this size making plays like this. But for Horn and the Buffs, it's just another day at the office. Right now, Colorado out in front.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy, the official sponsor of Getting Stuff Done. Tomorrow, The Undefeated presents A Room of Our Own, a 1-hour special that explores the connection that black athletes have with music and the impact that association has in powering social movements. It premieres noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN and the app, with an encore presentation at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on ABC. 5 minutes left and a 5-point Colorado lead on senior night at the CU Event Center. Johnny Juzang has led the Bruins with 22 points and 4 boards. McKinley Wright is the only Buffalo in double figures with 24, 4, and 6 assists. UCLA has been sloppier with the basketball, and Colorado has taken advantage, 19 points off turnovers.
Colorado's only turned the ball over 4 times, and there's the 20th turnover right there for the Bruins. It's a little bit of lack of concentration, unforced error, if you will.
Now the great point guard matchup continues with Wright and Campbell. Deshaun Schwartz has had a quiet game, only 4 points. No bucket. There's a foul on the floor, and the foul will be called on Clark, the freshman.
And this is a good foul. That's a good foul right there for Clark. You gotta blow that screen up and hope they call it before the shot gets off, because then you got the ball out of bounds as opposed to taking a 3. And I know it looks crazy, but I can tell you as a player, I did that tons of times in my career. Go ahead and commit the foul and see if the officials call it, because if they blow the whistle before the shot, it's just ball out of bounds. So what looked bad gives the Bruins a chance to still get a stop.
UCLA with 8 fouls, Colorado with 4. UCLA does not foul a lot, Corey. It's something they don't do. In fact, versus Utah on Thursday, the Utes did not attempt a free throw. UCLA had 7 personal fouls. That's their fewest in 12 years. It was the first time that has happened in a Pac-12 game this season. And UCLA attempted 4 free throws. So for a Bruins-Utes game, there were 4 free throws taken the entire game.
That's good basketball. And, you know, UCLA plays great position defense. They help each other out. They know where the ball is, so there's not a lot of reaching and grabbing. That's a sign of good coaching. More importantly, good effort by the Bruins.
Batty with both. Buffalo's by 7.
Dave, you get the feeling that this game will hinge on this point guard matchup down the stretch. McKinley Wright and Tiger Campbell.
Campbell needs some help. Finally, Jaquez bails him out. Jules Bernard for 3. And Horn with a rebound. Deshaun Schwartz, no. Parquet resets for the Buffaloes. Wright's post-up game, but he was stripped by Campbell.
Great play by Tiger Campbell. He waited on the ball, but then the Bruins throw it away at the other end.
We'll take a break. 3:36 left. It's the Buffaloes on top. On senior night, you want a senior to shine, and McKinley Wright, Corey, is doing just that.
I've only got 2 words: attack mode. This is what it looks like when McKinley Wright sets his mind to looking for his shot, creating offense. He's a player that normally lets the game come to him, but tonight he has decided to take over. Ball in hand, he's been virtually unstoppable for Colorado.
Only Pac-12 player in history to have over 1,700 points, 600 rebounds, and 600 assists.
Now the
Quite
points
a
and the
remarkable
assists,
number.
yeah, the points and the assists are great, but 600 boards from a guy who maybe is pushing 6 feet. I'll give him 6 feet because that's what they list him at, but that's an impressive stat. 600 boards in his career. There you see proud mama and papa, McKinley Wright III and Yolanda right there enjoying this game and hoping the Buffs can hold on. UCLA needs a stop. They just got to stop and threw it away, Dave. They got to somehow duplicate it. And there you see the 5-second call. Great defense by the Bruins.
They needed that. Colorado's on a 9-0 run. So they were in desperate need of that, Coach Williams. I'm glad you called that.
I'll give you one guess on who's going to do the most ball handling down the stretch for Colorado. It's McKinley Wright, and they're in full denial of him. They don't want him to touch the ball.
Bernard gets it back from Jaquez. Jaquez goes at Horn, doesn't get the hoop, but the foul will be on Jariah Horn, and Jaime Jaquez will go to the free throw line.
Very solid possession right there for the Bruins. They work the ball inside, outside, and back in. Jaime Jaquez made a great pump fake, got the defender up. Bruins have a chance to cut into this lead. Plenty of time left. And like I said, they do not want McKinley Wright picking them apart at the other end. So we'll see if they can defend like they have on the last 2 possessions.
Jaquez has only 2 points. He's 1 of 6 from the field, and he has missed 2 free throws. Six-point game, under 3 minutes. Parquet against Juzang. That's a pretty good matchup too. Now the ball is in right hand, but this time he's guarded by Jules Bernard. Now Wright rises on Jaquez. Batty battling for the board, and they'll call a foul on the Bruins, on Riley.
The junior Evan Batty all night doing a great job of getting that prime real estate, and he's kind of holding Cody Riley with the off arm. They got tied up there, and Cody Riley can't believe that's a foul on him. But Evan Batty was able to get in front of the rim and sell that contact to the officials.
That could have been on either, I agree with you, Corey, or a no call.
They've been letting them play all night. I was surprised they kind of blew that whistle, but Evan Batty forced the issue. He threw his arms up, tried to rebound it with his offhand, and there was enough contact there for a call.
Cody Riley has fouled out. So UCLA's big man is gone, Corey. That is a big factor coming down the final 2:30.
Well, it's a 3-possession game right now, and there was not going to be a whole lot of posting up from the Bruins for the remainder of this game, so it may not affect them too much, but they've got to get some good looks, but most importantly, they're at the point now where they got to get stops. They almost have to pitch a shutout over the last 2 minutes here.
Bernard took some steps, and he's called for travel.
Boy, Dave, these turnovers have really been killing the momentum for the Bruins. They've had 3 or 4 recently, and these are just empty possessions with no shot attempts. And then the ball gets back in the hands of McKinley Wright.
It's an 11-1 run for Colorado over the last 4 minutes. The Bruins only hoop a free throw by Jaquez.
And that's because of the turnovers.
Horn went to the hoop strong, but missed the dunk. Wright's on the floor. Batty wants to call a timeout, and they do give it. Batty's fired up that he got the UCLA Hustle Floor Award because he battled the Bruins on the floor and then called a timeout. I've never seen a guy so happy that he got a timeout.
Yeah, what is he so hyped about? All he did was call for a timeout. McKinley's the guy that dove on the ball. But you see that intensity. It's senior night. They want to make sure they win this game for the seniors. And it's big plays like this, 50-50 balls that make the difference. Who's willing to get on the ground? McKinley Wright kind of looks like an NFL scrum right there. He comes out with the ball, and Batty's pumped up.
Well, he knew the possession arrow was going to UCLA. Mick Cronin has just been given a technical foul. So Cronin is upset, has been given a technical, and Colorado's going to get some free throws and try to add to an 8-point lead.
Well, I can understand Mick Cronin's frustration. UCLA has played a great basketball game. They've had a lot of good plays, a lot of good possessions, but over the last few minutes, the turnovers and just the lack of focus have really haunted them, and it's allowed Colorado to build this lead. Trying to fire his guys up, but technical foul giving Colorado the chance to build on this lead probably isn't what he wanted at this point.
Batty has an infectious smile, and that was as excited as I've seen him for just calling a timeout. Jariah Horn shooting the technical, and he makes it. So it could be a 10-point spread here with just 2 minutes to go. And it is. And keep in mind, the Buffaloes are the best free throw shooting team in the country at over 82%. If this comes down to foul me, put me on the line. They will beat the all-time mark by Harvard, set in 83-84, if they keep this average up. McKinley Wright doing it all, and Wright has 26.
AKA Manny Rivera, the closer, just unbelievable. Ball in his hand, big time buckets, leading the way.
Time running out on the Bruins. Now under a minute as Clark throws it up. Batty gets the rebound, and Colorado is going to avenge an earlier loss and a 3-game winning streak for UCLA in this matchup.
You know, you want to give Colorado some credit, but really the story of the second half was UCLA's offense just got froze and they couldn't unstick it, and the Buffs continue to get buckets.
Horn, a deep three, no good. Juzang had a great game, but it's going to be too little too late. Down by 9 with under 15 seconds. Now Batty playing point guard, and McKinley Wright can just dribble it out. So the first place UCLA Bruins fall at Colorado, and the two great point guards exchange pleasantries and respect. UCLA now 13-4. They'll stay in first place. And Colorado improves to 13-6. Corey, final thoughts?
A great game by two teams that are obviously headed to the NCAA tournament and may even hook up a week from now in Las Vegas.
McKinley Wright, the senior, with 26 points for Corey Williams. Dave Feldman. Colorado, a winner against the Bruins.